Are you ready to go down the ink hole? Let's go. This is Pam with Follow Your Brush and Down the Ink Hole, and I got an exciting package today. I was going to do an unboxing, but it was rather large and cumbersome with me trying to get all the inks out, but we're going to ink them now. And it also came with, I didn't even say welcome. Welcome, welcome. I'm so excited. It came with these little cards to swatch your inks. And this is, without further ado, from Van Dieman's ink. And it's their 2024 collection. What they do every year that I did not realize they do, but I think it's really exciting, is they choose an ink of the month. And then at the end of the year, they put them together in a boxed collection. And that is what I purchased. I ordered it about a month ago. This comes from Australia. So this took a while to get here, but today it arrived and I was so glad. It was a huge box, and the mail deliverer actually brought it to my door. So I was really excited about that. So what they do is each month, as I said, they choose an ink. This book came with it, and they actually don't have names for the inks other than January, February, March, April, May, June, etc. But each month, this gives a little description of the ink. So as you can see, we have some shimmers. It also, some standard inks. Here's the ink swatches here. It also gave ideas about how to clean your pens. This is May. That's pretty. So each month gives you a little swatch, an idea of the colors that they have chosen for that month, and a little bit of story behind each one. Tips for shimmering inks, which is good, and how to clean them out of your pen if they clog. And they also suggest some pens that do well with shimmering inks, so I thought that was helpful as well. So here's some September, October. I know you just want me to get on with the swatching, don't you? November and December, which is really beautiful. And it also talks about paper and finding your correct paper for your inks. Came with a recipe for a cocktail, which I won't be participating in, but I don't have the ingredients for all that. But it was just kind of fun. Came with some stickers, and like I said, it also came with these swatch cards, which I've already done. And but they don't really show all the properties, so that was one reason I wanted to try them in my swatch book. This is the one that I have from Galen Leather, which is the Cosmo Air Light, and it's the one that I do all my swatching in each month. So, so that's kind of where I'm at with that. And let's get started. Without further ado, I know you want to see these colors. Let me zoom in so you can see each one properly. So this one is January, and look there, we have a shimmer, a gold shimmer. And it did show up quite gold on my swatch card. And let's see how it does in my book. I'm using my paintbrush instead of my pipette. And let's see how that does. Okay, that is really super shimmery. And I'm interested to see how it differs from the swatch card when it dries. Let me get them out here so we can compare them side by side. I don't have my other papers available right now, but you know I'm going to play today. So there is January. That's how it dried on the swatch card. And then we'll see how it does on this. Let it move around a little bit. Give it a chance to do what it wants to do. That's pretty. Moving right along to February, it said this is a purple, grapey purple. And here's the swatch card. And we'll see how it does on this. This is also beautiful. This makes me think, what pen do I have that I can use this in? Isn't that pretty? So that's the February. That's referring it to, you know, having a nice glass of wine at the table. So that's my purple. That's February. And it just says, let's see if it has any sheening properties for February. It says it has a little green sheen. Now, it didn't show up on the card, but let's let this dry and maybe it will show up on my paper, actually. So that's February. It's supposed to have a little bit of a green sheen. All right, March is next. And I do believe this is supposed to have a little bit of sheen too. I'll check my catalog here in a second. But let's look at March. Really pretty green. I like this green. I was talking about to myself about not really buying new pens in 2025, a lot of them anyway, because I have so many good ones that I purchased last year. But this may make me change my mind. All right, let's see about this color. This is March, and here it is down here. It's a muted green, it says. A muted green with surrounded by exotic plants, fountain place. The ink is muted green, organic and earthy, somewhere between army green and moss green. Shades beautifully with a wide range of tones and flows smoothly. I don't really see any shimmering or shading in that one, but we'll let it do its thing. April. Let's get on to April. This one does have some sheen. You can see it here in the bottom. So let's agitate this a little bit. I don't want to agitate it to make it angry. I just want to agitate it to make it be friendly and work with us. So this is kind of this is pretty. I will look at the page after I put my swatch on here to give it some time to dry, and then we'll look at the description that it gave it. So let's get in here with this one. Isn't that pretty? So we can see the sheen right off the bat. Very, very pretty. I did drop some down here. Didn't mean to do that. All right, while that dries a little bit and you take a look at that, let me look at my description. I know there's a glare on that. Let me hold it up like that. I can see it better. Oops. You really see this one going to town. You can see on the card, see how it did shimmer and shade. So let's see what it says about April while we look at that one. I'm not going to show it to you on screen because I want you to kind of get an idea of these inks and how they're drying. But April shows this kind of color. Whoops, there it is. And so we'll see how that does. And it did show it on this. You can see the shimmer in that one. And it says that it is shimmering pigment, separates into a fiery red and silvery blue like hot coals and soothing steam in a sauna. So I don't see the red as yet. Oh, maybe I do. I think maybe I do see some red coming out. Interesting. Okay, let me go on to May. I don't want to make this last all day long, but these are really fun. May. This one, it said, represents the cool of an igloo, and I'm not sure what that has to do with May, but I'll go back and read again. This is a beautiful, beautiful teal blue. I love this color. That is gorgeous. And let me move it over a little bit. And this is the ink swatch next to it. So you can see that as well. And while you're looking at this dry a little bit, let me look and see what it says about May. It says, serene solitude of a cozy igloo in a howling snowstorm. This medium saturation blue ink reflects the deep, endless skies above the Arctic, while a delicate red sheen will be visible on fine paper, capturing the warm glow of wood flickering within the icy walls. So I don't see it on the card, but maybe it will show up on our paper. And if not, you know, I've got more paper that I can play with. So the paper's kind of giving us the test here of whether or not we're seeing these properties in the ink. So this is supposed to show a little bit of red. This is supposed to show a little bit of red. I see some of that coming. I see some of the shading in this one. And, okay, we're going to let this dry. June. Let's move on to June without delay. This is kind of fun. It's kind of like the ink vent calendar, but it's per month instead of per day. And while we let that dry, I will show you the swatch card that I did earlier. And then I will also look at the book to see what it says about it. And it says that this one is a dark magenta, which is one of my favorite colors, actually, with a unique wine color. To evoke the subtle complexity of wine, offering shading quality with low to medium saturation and exceptionally smooth flow. So that's really pretty, and I do love magenta. Not that. All right, let's move on to July and August, and I did spill some here, so I apologize for that. Look at the sheen. Look what we got here. We got another sparkle. We got another sparkle. This is supposed to be like a pink, I think I said like a pink bubble gum or sparkle. I'll read the description here in a second. This was my swatch. Kind of bled a little bit on their card, but you can see the sparkle in that. So let's go here. And I don't know that I would have a pen that offhand that I would use. I don't usually use light colored inks when I'm writing, but I might do something with when I combine it with my watercolor. That's a possibility to play with it in that regard. So that is July, and let me look at their description while we watch that dry. And July says delightful peekaboo pink base color. I was thinking bubble gum, but that's not what they said. That captivates the eye with its subtlety and grace. So it's very pretty. Dusty rose and moonlight silver. So I believe we can see that in the swatch, and we'll watch that dry. Let's get on to August. Here's the August. And this is supposed to have shading that did not show up on the card. So I'm interested to see if this will show in my paper. Now let's look at August. Get a nice saturated swatch there. And while you watch that dry for a second, move it out of the glare a little bit if I can. There you go. And watch that dry. Let's I can't really get it out of the glare. It's just that time of day. Let me see what it says about August while we look at that one, and then I'll move it around for you a little bit. August is a teal green inspired by wooden desk leather chairs. It is, on most papers, it reveals a stunning bright red sheen, creating an exquisite visual contrast. So we will wait on that red. It did not show up on the swatch card, but it might on the paper. And if you know me, I'll be playing the rest of the day on other papers to see if we can get these qualities to show up. Okay, 4 more. We have September. That was my August. September. And again, we have some shimmer. This is a pretty one. Okay, let's get into it, shall we? I'm still waiting to see those shifting colors here. All right, another shimmer. This is really pretty also for September. Kind of a blue-gray, and I'm already seeing shades of purple coming out. This one actually did look really nice on the card. See that? Has a disco ball. It's like you can see the colors in that one. And I like that. I like the colors that are showing up on that one. We'll put it here while I look it up. And it says it's a lively dance. So it has purples, grays, blues, creating an interplay of dynamic interplay of colors that mirror the ever-changing lights of a disco ball. So there's the disco ball, and we'll watch that as it dries as well. I'm still waiting to see my red in the August. I guess I'm impatient. We'll take a look. Okay, let's go to October. And October was also supposed to have some different colors in it. I see a little bit of sheen in it, but let's see what it does on the paper. I see some green there, but it was also supposed to have it's reminiscent of Halloween and jack-o'-lanterns and spooky nights. That's not what they said, that's what I'm saying. Okay, and candy. It said it was to represent candy. So let's see how this dries. I'll let you look at that while I bring up the definition or the description that they gave us for October. And October says that the shimmer dances across the page like the glow of a candlelit jack-o'-lantern flickering in the backdrop of a haunted forest. And I'm just looking to see what color if there was supposed to be a certain shimmer, but it doesn't really say. It doesn't really say a shimmer color, but it's to represent the forest and jack-o'-lanterns and candy and stuff like that. So that's pretty. I'm seeing a little bit of red come up here. I'm too impatient. September, I do like September. Okay, let's get on to November. November is a pale, pale color. Look at that. I don't know that I would use that in a pen, although I don't know. I don't know, you never know what I might use. But it's very pale. It says it's a peach color. Represent your roses. It's very pretty. Actually, it kind of dried a little darker on this one that might be usable in a pen. I don't know. Okay, I'm sorry. I'll let you look at that. Whoops. let you look at that while it dries a little bit. You can see it's just really kind of light there. As I look at the description for November, and it just talks about soft, elegant, peachy peach. So it's not going to change colors. It's just a soft, peachy peach. A little bit, it did dry a little bit darker, which would be nice if I were writing, but I don't usually write with colors that light. And lastly, I really enjoy this one. They're December. Look at that, beautiful, beautiful green. As you can see, the shimmer is on the bottom. And as I said before, this is from Van Dieman's inks. I'd never ordered directly from them before, so this was fun. And here's our December. Beautiful, beautiful. I like this. Actually, I'm using a TWSBI right now, the Irish green. My TWSBIs do so well with shimmer. Be fun to maybe put this one in the Irish green one. So here's how it dried on my card. And lastly, I will tell you what it says about this one. It's the deep green of Christmas Eve with a shimmer that shifts between bluey green, red, like twinkling lights. So we'll see how that shows up. I don't really see red in this. I do see the green. But let's look at these. Let me back out a little bit and look at these colors. This is the January with the shimmer, the gold shimmer. And then we have February, and I am beginning to see some shading in that I did not see in the card. So that's pretty. And then we have March, dried a little differently on the paper than it did on the card, which I expect. April is really pretty. I like this April. I don't really see red in there, but maybe a little bit. I don't know. And here's the May. Is that teal, that cool color. I don't see any reds coming out in that. I'll have to try it on another paper. And here's our June. I like that. I really like this. I like that purple grapey color. And the May is still drying, so that's obviously a wet ink. The pink. And August. I see a little tiny bit of shading. I don't know if you can even see it on the camera. Not as much as I see, just a tiny bit in here. I think it'll probably show up better on another paper. And then I have September, which is showing up nicely. And this is my disco ball. And I like the colors that it's showing. It's still a little bit wet, but you're seeing some colors. In October, I don't see a lot of shifting colors, but I do see the shimmer. November is our peachy pink, and then the green is for December. And I just love the way that one dried. So that is my collection from Van Dieman's 2024. And I was thrilled to get it today. And I hope you enjoyed that. And if you haven't ever tried their inks, try them. Took about a month to get here from Australia, but it's well worth it. I'm really happy and excited to play with these some more today. Thanks for coming down the ink hole with me, and I'll see you next time. Bye.